What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Meh of Pig and Meh here. So, today I decided to go to locals because I wanted to test this deck, and somehow I went undefeated. So yeah, that's a thing that I need to get on video because I did not expect that to happen one bit. As you can see, the deck before you is Evooooooluuuuuuuution, which recently in Duelist Nexus got some new cards, as shown right before you. And part of the reason I built this deck was because I really liked this archetype, and I used to play Dino Rabbit back in the day, so any excuse to use Dolka and Logia is good in my book. So since this managed to exceed my expectations in performing today, I figured I'd show you guys a deck profile of my first draft of Evols. So let's go with the BS and show you the deck profile. Alright, so Evooooooluuuuuuuution. What's that? Well, start out, it's a set of really small reptile monsters that all have effects correlated to special summoning your Evooooooluuuuuuuution. They evolve up into some dinosaurs. So, in this case, for your Evoolittles, you run 2 copies of Mega Recrala, 3 copies of Najasho, and 3 copies of the new guy, Folus. In order of importance, I'll start out with the oldest card that we play. That's not Najasho. Mega Recrala. This is basically a really bad Lone Fire Blossom, because you tribute an Evoolittle and send a card from your hand to the graveyard, so you can tribute himself, to special summon an Evoolsoar from your deck. In a pinch, it's really good, but that discard cost kind of sucks. Move you down for a minute. This guy right here is from the newest set, Duelist Nexus. Folus. This card absolutely rules, because it has 2 separate effects. One on normal summon, and then one that you can just do. Basically, on normal summon, you can special summon an Evoolittle from your hand or graveyard to the field in face-down defense mode. His other effect is you can set this card, Evil Force, which we'll get to later, or some other spell card that you will never ever play, directly from your deck to the field. It's really, really good. This card is absolutely fantastic, and you want to max out on it. It does all the work you need to do, and then some. And the last, and actually technically the oldest one, is this card right here, Evoolittle Najasho. This card is insane because when it's tributed, in general, doesn't matter, you can special summon an Evoolsoar from your deck. Not once per turn. No restrictions whatsoever. This card is insane. And if you open this and this, you can full combo, which I'll probably show you later. That's all of your little Evoolittles. They're all reptiles, so that's the thing. Alright, now onto your Evoolsoars, so your dinosaurs. 3 copies of the new guy, Leos. 2 copies of Volcano. And 2 copies, oh, let me move all this up, sorry, of Elias. So these are some of the older original ones. Sadly, there's not actually very many good Evoolittles or Evoolsoars. So I just kind of had to play the best old ones I could. And these 2 roughly were the best. Volcano here, when he's special summoned via an Evoolittle, can special summon any Evoolsoar directly from your graveyard. It's really good, because you can trigger Lois's other effect, which we'll get to in a second. And just, if he's special summoned via one of them, he's just an extra body. Really good. But you kind of need setup for it, so I just played the 2 just because. Elias here, when specialed via the little guy, can special summon a guy from your hand. Can help with this or this, depending on the scenario. And he's a level 6 that you're often going to send with this guy's effect in order to make the new boy Lars. And just in general, you can still use 2 of them to make Lars as well. So yeah. This could be cut to 1, but I just wanted to have an extra copy, just so I always have one to send. And now the card that makes the deck now, Leos. This card is absolutely fucking insane. I'll be honest with you. Because on normal summon, or special, he sets Evil Singularity, which we'll get to in a bit, or a card that you'll never play that I'm not even going to bother to mention because I forget it, because it's that irrelevant. So already on summon, he thins your deck down by 1. And then when he is summoned via the effect of a fire monster, so you can special him from grave with this guy, you could special him from hand with this guy, or most prominently when you summon him via Najasho, he can send a fire dinosaur or reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then as an optional effect, you can take 2 monsters on the field, there has to be 2 in order to do this part, and turn them basically into that. So if you have 2 monsters of weird levels on the field, you can either turn them into like 2 level 4 dinosaurs or 2 level 6 dinosaurs, which is usually what you do. This card is like really what helps make the deck run now, and I did not realize just how fantastic it was until I was abusing the hell out of this today. And also, it doesn't lock you into anything, which is really, really good. So yeah, there's all your evil stuff. Pretty concise, you just play a lot of the good ones. Now on to your supplementary support, which I played a small dinosaur package of miscellaneous Ceratosaurus, Amadorn Archosaur, and the Big Daddy himself, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. All day, this did all of my heavy lifting, and absolutely just is an insane card, I guess. I don't know. Like, this won me so many games and just gave me a free big body. Misk is insane, but I actually never used its hand effect. I usually just sent it off of Leos here in order to banish, to summon this, to pop, to get the pill, to then get this big bastard, and then just go off from there. Yeah. I mean, yes, it does suck when you draw the Archosaur or the Ulti Conductor Tyranno or the pill, but you got to deal with that. And then lastly, for the monster lineup, I played 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll and Lockbird. I just thought that these would be the most effective hand traps, and they worked. This card is insane. Alright, now onto your spells. One of the only ones per turns in the whole deck. 3 copies of Evo Diversity. I do not... Well, I guess technically I should also mention that both of his effects are once per turn, and both of his effects are once per turn. But it doesn't matter because you're just using them immediately afterwards for extra deck plays. But I digress. This adds either the Evil Little or the Evil Sore. So basically, you just need one combo piece, this gets the other. So yeah, that's why you max out on it. You also play 2 copies of the Evo Force. This is what you set off of your level 2 reptile guy. As cost, it tributes an Evil Little, special summons an Evil Sore from your deck as if it was special summoned via an Evil Little monster's effect. So you can prop all of them. It's not once per turn. And if you tribute Najasho, you get even more pluses off of it. So yeah. I didn't play 3. I didn't need the 3rd, but you could if you wanted. But 2 seemed perfectly fine. The Evo Pill for your Amadorn Archosaur. Alright, now on to just kind of the supplementary spells. I tried 2 copies of Enemy Controller because at some point, if anybody remembers this deck way back in the day, they're going to ask, where's your Enemy Controller? It's right here. All I did with it today was I stole a Fenrir and then turned it into a level 6 dino. That was funny. 1 called by for when they try to Ash Blossom your guy. And 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity for consistency. Unfortunately, as budget as you want this deck to be, you need this card, which kind of blows it out the water. I'm sorry. All right, on to the traps. 2 copies of Evil Singularity. This card is absolutely stupid because basically you target a reptile and a dino in your graveyard. That's, you know, the evil sword, the evil little. Yeah. Then special summon any of your Evolzar or Evolzar extra deck guys and then put them under it as material. No restriction whatsoever. Not a once per turn. And you can just freely set it from your deck. This card is insane. And did so many cool things. But when you activate it, you got to kind of think. Yeah, this card, insane. You could play 3, I just didn't because setup. And the last card in the whole deck is 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I just opted this as my 9th hand trap, basically, in order to just do something. Part of me wanted to tech in Book of Moon or something, but I don't know. Now on the extra deck. 2 copies of my homie, Evooooooluuuuuuuuuution. 2 copies of Dolka. 1 copy of Solda. And a singular copy of Lars. I need to play 2 copies of this fucking card, because it is insane. Basically, when you don't have, or when all of its materials are reptiles and exceeds, you can just detach 1 material instead of 2 to use its effect. And it is a non-once per turn, negate a face-up card on the field. So yeah, this card is insane. This is Solemn Judgment, this is Divine Wrath, and this card is absolutely useless, but I like to have it just in case. It stops special summons. Yeah, all these boss monsters are absolutely insane. Alright, and the last 2 exceeds are Azus and Baguska. Yeah, they're pretty simple. Now for the extra deck, the things I actually used were these 3 right here. This was to do some weird play, but overall you usually just make these 2. And then rounded it out with just some other good generic ones. Board breakers, OTKs, whatever. So yeah, there you have it. That's the main deck and the extra deck. I'm not going to show a side deck because that still needs some work. But I will throw in a combo. So let's cut to that. Alright, so here's your most bread and butter, safest combo. Plays around Droll and Nib. Alright, start this out. You're going to go Folus effect. Special Najasha. Folus's other effect, set your Evo Force. Use your Evo Force, tribute the Najasha specifically, special summon a guy from your deck. Doesn't matter, in this case we're going to use Volcano. Now at this point, Najasha would trigger special Lois. Lois's on summon effect will trigger set your Evo Singularity. Lois's other effect, send the Miscellaneous Sarosaurus. These 2 are now level 4 dinosaurs. At this point, usually, I just make Dolka because I was fearing Nib all day. Alright, and now that you're free from Nib, at this point, you can use Miscellaneous Sarosaurus here. Special Archosaur effect, destroy Lois, add Pill. They can droll you here, but at this point, doesn't fucking matter because you basically got everything you need. So from here, you turn that into the Link Karibo, into the Gardena, and you double Evo Pill, banishing the 2 guys, special summoning your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And then when you pass to them, kind of varies. During their draw phase, if you wanted to, you can Evo Singularity, taking your Dino and your Reptile engrave. You could make Lars right here. And at this point, you have 2 Omni negates, 2 monster negates, and the ability to book your opponent's entire field. Sometimes I'll save the Singularity in case I think they're going to Dark Ruler no more me, but I don't know. It just kind of is whatever. So yeah, that's the most basic combo in turn 1 setup. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys another combo using the Lone Fire guy. The issue is you need a discard, so I just put this random card. Alright, so with this guy, you use his effect. You tribute himself, you send Elias, and you can special summon Lois. Then Lois's effect on summon, set your Singularity. Singularity is live because there's a reptile and a dino engraved in this instance. But it won't matter if you didn't have one to ditch because this guy will end up in graveyard by the end of this combo. Then at this point, because he was special summoned to be the effect of a fire monster, you can choose to activate his effect, or you can foolish a miscellaneous Ceratosaurus. You just choose not to do the level modulation effect. Then from here, you can Misk and the Archosaur. Archosaur can pop him, get your Evo pill. Then your Archosaur can turn basically into your Secure Gardena and your Evo pill, banishing those two to get Big Daddy himself. And then you pass, and then on the opponent's turn, you Evo Singularity, you know, your Dino and your Reptile into your Lars. So yeah, you got UCT's effect, and you got at least 2 negates in this instance, just off of this 1.5 card combo. So there you have it, folks, my first place undefeated Evooooooluuuuuuuuution deck profile. If you like what you saw, make sure to comment down below. If you have any suggestions for future updates, let me know again. And yeah, this is Meh, Pig and Meh, signing out.